Hey everybody, Justin with Lucky 8 Off-Road, and today we're going to look at a new piece of kit for the Defender L663. We're going to put it on Project 130. The rear bumper is getting all scuffed up and scratched from things coming in and out. It's just basically a painted bumper. So Land Rover sells a tread plate. If you have that, you're covered, but if you don't, we're selling a tread plate with the 4-bar, very similar to the bonnet, and it's got LED lights in it. So I'm going to show you how to install this. I'll show you what it looks like when it's on and working. It's going to be pretty cool. All right, roll the intro. I'm going to have some tea, and we'll meet at the back of the truck. There's two ways to go about it. We can get in there, get to the tail light, make sure that we're able to move the wiring harness around and plug in the adapter so that the tread plate lights will work. You can caveman this out right here. Even with the plastic tool, you can get in there, kind of rip it apart. I'm not going to do that on this truck. I'm going to go through the long form process. If you're trying to change out some tail lights, it's a perfect time. You'll be able to do that too. If not, we're just going to get this opened up so that we can access the wiring harness easily. Another way to do it is to pull the whole bumper cover off. You'll be able to reach it, but I think this is going to be faster. So what do we got? Three options, I guess. We've got caveman, pull this off, jam it back in, stick your hands in there, you should be able to get to the wires. Second way is we're going to do it the long form. We're going to get to the light. And third way is to pull the bumper cover off. I'm going with option B. I'm going to pop this off. What I like to do is get back in here, get this side off, almost clamshell it a little bit, and then I can pull forward. It's just a bunch of little pop clips. Same thing for the little piece here. Everybody's got their trim tool. We're gonna work it, off that way. That'll expose the light. So let's hyperspeed this because I don't think there's anything magical about it. Just get the tool in there and pop this stuff off. We're at a bit of a crossroads here with this install. I know that I can put this on here like so and weave these wires underneath the light, get my fingers in there, undo the clips, put in the extensions. You know what? Double face sticky taped it down. It's probably gonna be spot on for you and be okay. This does come with a screw that holds it to the bumper for safekeeping, but you gotta get the light out of the way. I know some of you guys are gonna skip that step. I know I could do it, but for the sake of this video, I'm gonna pull the light, do the full install. But some of you guys are just gonna stick and run, I know it. All right, moving along. We're gonna move over to this side. The passenger side of the vehicle's got a lot more going on in order to access these lights. There's one bolt over here that we need to get to get the whole light out of the way. So we're gonna remove the rubber trim, get it out of the way. We're gonna start up here. We're gonna get this little plastic popper out. I'm gonna use my good popper tool, and then we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna work this trim back. So I'll jump this into hyperspeed, but I'll bring the camera in so you get a better idea of what we're doing to get it apart. We are so close. Next up, there's 3 bolts. They're 10 millimeter, 1, 2, and then right about here is number 3. We're gonna get all those bolts out, and then we're gonna gently wiggle the light free and unplug it. I'm gonna do both sides and I'll report back. the tail lights out of the way, it's time to move on to the tread plate. You've got a couple things that come in the package, 2 very big stickers. They go on like so. I stick them to the tread plate first, then when I set it in place, it'll stick to the bumper. And then you've got your wiring harness jumpers. I'm gonna save that for later on. I wanna get this stuck to the car first. Also, when you go to stick it on, make sure that you align this little wiring here. There's some channels for it to make your life easier in the future. I'm going to clean this off with some cleaner so that the sticker will stick better. And then I'm gonna clean the bumper because it's filthy. With those cleaned, I'll get this stuck in place and we'll move on to the wiring. Speed it up. I have everything clean. I have the sticker on. They provided another small piece of 3M for the top. I had a little bit extra, so I ran another strip. I don't know if it's really gonna be necessary, but hey, I had it, so I did it. I'm gonna be very cautious with these wires. I'm gonna flip it over, and I'm gonna install it. Wish me luck. Last up for this install is a little screw that holds it to the bumper to make sure it doesn't run away. I'm just going to use my screw gun, jam it in like so. Don't go crazy, it's plastic, you'll end up stripping it out. That's what I'm calling my runaway strap. Therefore, if this gets loose or something happens, it's not going to fall off. The other side is not easy. The door hinge is in the way, the screw's back there. If you put this on super tight, so it lines up with this seam, you will be able to get to it with a screwdriver and by hand. If you don't line it up perfect, it's gonna be kind of in the way. So I'm gonna bring the camera over, I'll show you how you can pry it back a little bit. These bumpers just snap in place. So we're gonna pop it out a little bit and put the screw in for you. All right, you can see the screw hole right down there. Like I said, it's super tight to get to, but you can get to it. The other thing we're gonna do is kind of pull back on this bumper cover. I'm gonna get a little plastic trim tool and slide it back so that we can put that screw in. All right, guys and girls, I lied to you. Plastic trim tool wasn't strong enough to flex this out. So I'm just gonna use a standard screwdriver. And done. On to the wiring harness. It's a little splitter. So we're gonna take the single end, plug it into the light feed that feeds the tail lights. The other section, this one with the little rubber grommet on it. You know what, they might change manufacturing process, but that clip lines up like so. This one is designed to go into the light, and that one's going here. Oh boy. Had to press that clip down. Now, this is why I wanted the light out. I'm going to tuck everything nice and safely behind the little bumper trim piece, especially on the hinge side. I want to make sure there's nothing in the way of the hinge. Everything is out of the way. And then we'll put the light back in. All right, before I wrap this video up, I want to point out something. I'm sure some of you keen-eyed viewers noticed that the taillights are different. But if you're watching the taillight video, some of you keen-eyed viewers noticed that we have an LED tread plate. That's all I got for you guys today. There's both those videos, you can watch them. It's a little bit more in depth on one side or the other, depending on what you're looking to do. And on that note, I'll see you on the next one.